Understanding the ethnic and linguistic backgrounds of Italian peoples. Italy's ethnic and linguistic landscape is the result of thousands of years of migrations, invasions, cultural exchanges, and political developments. The Italian peninsula is not only home to a rich tapestry of regional identities and dialects, but also to a population shaped by diverse genetic and cultural influences. Below is a comprehensive overview of the ethnic and linguistic backgrounds of Italian peoples, drawing on archaeological, historical, linguistic, and genetic research. 1. Ancient origins and early inhabitants. Prehistoric foundations. Human habitation in Italy dates back to the Paleolithic era, with both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens present tens of thousands of years ago. The region served as a glacial refuge and a crossroads for later migrations. Neolithic Revolution. Around 8,000 years ago, Neolithic farmers from Anatolia migrated into Italy, mixing with local hunter-gatherers and introducing agriculture. Pre-Indo-European and Italic peoples. Before the arrival of Indo-European speakers, the peninsula was inhabited by various Old European tribes whose languages and identities remain largely mysterious. By the first millennium BCE, Italic tribes, Latins, Umbrians, Sabines, Samnites, Oci, Lucani, and the Etruscans, whose origins are still debated, dominated the region. The Etruscans, in particular, left a significant cultural and linguistic legacy. Greek, Celtic, and other influences. Greek colonization in southern Italy and Sicily, Magna Graecia, from the 8th century BCE brought Hellenic culture and language. Celtic, Gallic tribes settled in northern Italy, especially the Po Valley, in the 4th century BCE. Phoenician, Punic, and later Arab and Norman influences further diversified the population, especially in Sicily and the south. 2. Historical migrations and ethnic composition. Roman era and imperial cosmopolitanism. The Roman Empire unified the peninsula, spreading Latin and integrating diverse peoples through citizenship and military service. Rome itself became a cosmopolitan city with significant populations from Greece, the Near East, North Africa, and beyond. Genetic studies of Roman-era burials show a population with affinities to the central and eastern Mediterranean, shifting towards more central and northern European ancestry in late antiquity due to Germanic migrations, post-Roman invasions, and medieval migrations. After the fall of Rome, Germanic tribes, Ostrogoths, Lombards, settled mainly in the north and center. Byzantine, Arab, Norman, and Spanish rule in the south and Sicily introduced further genetic and cultural diversity. Austrian and French influence in the north during the Renaissance and early modern period added to the region's diversity. Modern era and recent immigration. Since the 1970s, Italy has experienced significant immigration from Eastern Europe, North Africa, Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa, further diversifying the population. Genetic variation. There is a north-south genetic line. Northern Italians are genetically closer to other Western Europeans, while Southern Italians are closer to Greeks and other Eastern Mediterranean peoples. Sardinians are particularly distinct, preserving high Neolithic ancestry. 3. Regional ethnic identities and cultural distinctions. Historical roots of regionalism. Italy's strong regional identities stem from its long history of political fragmentation. Until the 19th century, the peninsula was divided into independent states, duchies, and kingdoms, each fostering local patriotism, campanilismo. North-south divide. Northern Italy, influenced by Central European cultures, French, Germanic, Swiss, with German-speaking communities in South Tyrol. The region is more industrialized and economically prosperous. Central Italy, known for its Renaissance heritage and as the cradle of the Italian language, Tuscan dialect. Southern Italy, influenced by Greeks, Arabs, Normans, and Spanish, with strong family and community ties, vibrant religious festivals, and a slower pace of life. Islands. Sardinia and Sicily have unique ethnic and linguistic identities, with Sardinian considered a separate Romance language. Cultural norms and social life, family and community are central, especially in the south. Regional festivals, cuisine, and traditions reflect centuries of local development. 4. linguistic backgrounds, dialects, languages, and standardization. Development from Latin to modern Italian is a Romance language descended from Vulgar Latin, the everyday language of the Roman Empire. After the fall of Rome, Latin fragmented into numerous local dialects, many of which were mutually unintelligible. The Tuscan dialect, especially the Florentine variety, became the basis for Standard Italian due to the literary prestige of Dante, Petrarch, and Boccaccio. At the time of Italian unification in the 19th century, only 2 to 3% of Italians spoke Standard Italian regularly. Most used their local dialects. The spread of education, mass media, and national institutions in the 20th century led to the widespread adoption of Standard Italian, though regional dialects remain vibrant. Major regional dialects and minority languages. Northern dialects: Gallo-Italic, Piedmontese, Lombard, Emilian-Romagnol, Venetian, often as distinct from Standard Italian as Spanish is from French. Central dialects: Tuscan, basis for Standard Italian, Umbrian, Marchigiano, Romanesco. Southern dialects: Neapolitan, Sicilian, Calabrese, recognized by UNESCO as languages with influences from Greek, Arabic, and Spanish. Sardinian, considered the most conservative Romance language, preserving many archaic Latin features. Other minority languages: Friulian, Ladin, Occitan, German, South Tyrol, French, Aosta Valley, Slovene, Croatian, Albanian, Arboresh, Greek, Greco. Linguistic diversity and bilingualism. Many Italians are bilingual, using Standard Italian in formal settings and dialect at home or with friends. Dialect use is declining among younger generations but remains strong in rural areas and among older people. Modern linguistic policies and preservation efforts. Standard Italian is the only official language, but some regional languages, Sardinian, Friulian, Ladin, etc., have legal recognition in their regions. There is no comprehensive national program for dialect preservation. Most efforts are local or grassroots, with some regional support. UNESCO classifies more than 30 Italian regional languages as endangered. 5. The Italian diaspora and linguistic evolution abroad. The Italian diaspora, one of the world's largest, began in the late 19th century and continues today, with millions of Italians and their descendants living worldwide. Early immigrants often spoke regional dialects, which sometimes persisted in diaspora communities even after fading in Italy. Over generations, there has been a shift toward the dominant language of the host country, with Italian often retained in symbolic or ritual contexts. Newer migrants are more multilingual and digitally connected, influencing the evolution of Italian abroad. 6. Conclusion: a tapestry of diversity. The ethnic and linguistic backgrounds of Italian peoples are the product of millennia of migrations, invasions, and cultural exchanges. Italy's population is genetically and culturally diverse, with pronounced regional differences reflecting its complex history. Linguistically, Italy is a patchwork of dialects and languages, with Standard Italian serving as a unifying force but not erasing local identities. Regional pride, cultural traditions, and linguistic diversity remain central to the Italian experience, both within the peninsula and among Italian communities worldwide. Key takeaways: Italy's ethnic composition is shaped by prehistoric, ancient, and modern migrations, with significant regional variation. The Italian language evolved from Latin, with Standard Italian based on the Tuscan dialect, but hundreds of dialects and minority languages persist. Regional identities are strong, rooted in history, language, and local culture. Modern Italy is both unified and diverse, with ongoing efforts to preserve its unique linguistic and cultural heritage.